This first outfit is based on PH1's Like Me. I got the top and jumpsuit from Eggy. I really like the pastel colors together. You guys probably already know, but Eggy is Jenim's fashion brand, who is the OG fashion YouTuber. I remember watching her lookbooks back in middle school. Very excited that I'm able to wear stuff she designs now. This top is like a sheer pastel yellow, and I usually don't wear jumpsuits because your girl's 4'11", but this one is actually short girl friendly. For the shoe part, I filmed it separately outside because I don't like to wear shoes inside the house, but I basically just paired mismatched socks with these kitten heels. And of course for accessories, I have a hairpin and earrings. These earrings are from my friend Mikey's brand, Artemis Apollo. I'll make sure to link everything down below. I got this magazine cutout theme from the PH1 music video as well. You guys should check it out too, it's really cute. Outfit 2 is based on Tyler the Creator's Earthquake. He wore this iconic blue set in the music video. I do think I got a size too large for this set, but the pants worked out with belt. The belt also adds an extra earth tone, which I love. And for shoes, these are brand new, so I can wear them inside the house. For this outfit, I decided to go for a white and blue color story. So on top I have this white crop top. I also have this landscape painting bag to tie in with the earth theme. Creator also wore sunnies in his music video, so I'm wearing these white ones from Pop Tops. And for earrings, I'm just wearing these simple gold hoops. This third outfit is based on La Tune by Angel. The visor isn't actually part of the outfit, it was just inspired by my favorite scene in the music video. To accessorize, I ended up going with faux pearl overload, 3 hairpins, and heart-shaped earrings. Based on the beat alone, I got a cute and bubbly vibe from the song, so I went with bright colors and cute accessories. The focal point of this look are the bright red pleated pants from Topshop. They're high-waisted and have a belt at the top to cinch in the waist. On top, I have a muted mint green crop top by H&M. I'm also wearing a cropped baby blue jacket off the shoulder. I don't know, I just really like how the muted tones look against the red. And for shoes, we actually have 2 options. I can decide between these muted pink boots or these black boots. We still have a month before Hot Girl Summer ends, right? This song is very Hot Girl Summer-esque to me, so I went for a fun, sexy look. To accessorize, I went with my favorite Artemis Apollo Celine earrings and their makeup. I'm wearing a vibrant sheer crop top. I never know whether to call this yellow or green, but it's that highlighter color. I'm also wearing a nude lace bandeau underneath the shirt. And then I couldn't decide which jeans I liked more, so you'll see some clips of me in a lighter wash of jeans, but not to worry, I'll link both below. And finally, I'm wearing these snakes. Chicago Diner by Coda the Friend is one of my top favorite songs. This next outfit is based on that chill, lazy rainy day vibe it gives. I kept this look super simple, literally just crop tee and denim shorts, but I think since the top is cropped and it's a gold color, the outfit doesn't look too plain. And to go with the red and blue stripes on the shirt, I put on these striped mini crew socks. Of course, I love my Fila disruptors. These are the all-white ones. I mostly like them because they give me an extra inch, but I just love white sneakers in general. And finally, our last song is Cherry. The song makes me think of the beach, but also it's very retro. The song can be interpreted in a lot of ways, but I just wanted to wear something cute, so I'm wearing this gingham print dress with puff sleeves. And of course, I had to wear my cherry earrings for the song. I'm pairing that with some flat sandals to complete the outfit. And that concludes my first playlist lookbook hybrid. Let me know what you think. It was really fun pulling inspiration from my favorite songs and turning them into outfits. If you like this video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video.
Xin chào các bạn, cảm ơn các bạn đã quay lại kênh của Jessica. Hôm nay Jessica sẽ làm trang điểm nói tiếng Việt. Mấy bạn đừng có ăn hiếp Jessica nhiều quá, tại Jessica không có biết nhiều tiếng Việt, nhưng mà Jessica cố gắng để nói tiếng Việt. Jessica không. 둘이야?
Back for another episode of Form Check Friday, where we take the viewer submitted videos, using a random number generator. We pull everybody up.
밤의 침입.
Pick 5, and then we throw them up on the screen behind me, and we try to critique people, give them a bit of advice or a nudge in the right direction. Now, obviously I don't always have the answer to everything, but what we do try to do here is give people things to think about in terms of technique. Give them things that, when modified in one way or another, might contribute to their sort of individual journey on what their technique needs to be. So if you'd like to have your technique looked at, if you'd like to submit for Form Check Friday, go ahead and send those emails to formcheckfriday@gmail.com. Also, if you could just give us a little bit of context, tell us a bit about yourself. Do you plan to compete? Would you never care to compete? Do you have a specific issue or pain experience? Are you plateaued? Are you making great progress? All those kinds of things can go a long ways into sort of allowing us a bit more insight and to give you better directed advice. So that kind of stuff helps, and a lot of times if there's sometimes if there's no sort of context to the videos, I'm just not going to use them. I'd rather use somebody's who put more input into it. Anyways, blabbering now, but let's dive into it. Let's get right to it. Our first one comes from Leah. So Leah says, here's my squat footage. Her knee sometimes hurts even though she always hits depth. Can we address her mistake? Thanks. So Leah, a lot of times technique can, pain experiences can be related to a lot of things outside of technique. A lot of times it has a lot more to do with your volume and intensity, how you're progressing through your programming, and those kinds of things. But let's take a look and see if we can't identify some technique issues here. So honestly, these squats look really good to me. We're getting a little bit of knee cave, a little bit of what they call valgus knee cave at the bottom, but it doesn't look like it's anything past sort of an already reached point. One thing that I might actually get you to try is instead of pushing your knees out while you squat, go down and have them crash. Just think about putting your knees forward. Don't think about pushing your knees out. A lot of times that movement of the knee can cause inconsistencies. I don't think that the knee crash is causing your pain. I think it's more than likely an issue to do with the progression, the consistently high RPEs or something like that. So I'd take a look at your programming and potentially dial back your squatting, either volume or intensity, or both, and just sort of stay in that little pocket for a bit until those pain experiences subside. But overall, like I said, the squat looks really good. I would cue your knees out less so that we don't get that really wide knee and then knee crash. Rather, just kind of keep the knees in line throughout more of the movement, and see if that helps. Honestly, your squat looks really, really good, so I don't have a whole lot of critique here. Our next submission comes from Jess Birdshead, and I'm sure Jess is a male or female submission. I haven't looked at the video yet, but would like help on sumo deadlift. He or she feels like he or she is regressing in their training. Max is 475, can't get past this plateau. Well, let's take a look. Jess is a man. So let's take a look at Jess's deadlift here. So we're definitely like losing a little bit of position off the floor, causing a really tough lockout. But it's hard to tell too much from a heavy single at, I would say, 9.5 or 10 here. There might be one more rep in the tank, but a lot of times when we have this really tricky, tough lockout, what's happening is as we pull into the bar, we're losing extension and low back. So while his position looks pretty good from the front here, raising, he's doing a really good job of staying positions off the floor, maintaining his position mostly. A little bit more extension in the low back, so just above the hips, should allow you to get through that sticking point a little better, but I don't know that that's necessarily going to be the answer in terms of getting your deadlift to progress. If you want to transition into being a flat back deadlifter, it's more than likely going to result in you taking a bunch of weight off the bar and potentially being stronger down the road, but potentially not being stronger down the road. So you have to figure out whether that's worth the time and energy spent retraining yourself. Now, the other thing I can offer here is if that isn't the route that you'd like to go, if you'd like to, continue deadlifting with the technique that you have, and a 475 deadlift takes a fair bit of time and practice and strength building to get to. The other thing I would recommend is accessory to attack weaknesses that a lot of times when we miss a lockout because of that loss of position, long as you're just getting better position, by doing some pause movements. So pausing about here, holding for a solid 1 to 2 count, and then progressing through the rest of the movement. Now, throughout that pause, you will either maintain position or lose further position, and then therefore be punished more at lockout for making that mistake. The other thing I would try is some sort of accommodating resistance. Now, we're looking at something like bands or chains here. When we use those, what happens is that tough lockout becomes even tougher. So we learn how to get past that. We learn how to not create those positions in the first place because of how much feedback we get at the top and how essentially punished we get for making that mistake. So those accessory movements could be another way to tackle things, another way to look at things if you're not interested in making the transition to being a flat back deadlifter. If you feel like you're regressing, plateauing, that might be a time to investigate whether or not you can be a better suited as a flat back deadlifter. So things to think about. One of those sparks some ideas and end up getting past that plateau. Alright, our next one comes from, let's see here, Afzal A. Afzal says, hi Bryce and Dylan, apologies for the dual email, forgot to copy the video. Not a competing powerlifter, but hopes to compete one day. Conventional has been stuck at 365 to 385 for about 3 years. Had a lower back injury a couple years ago that has since healed. Sumo pull is around 405 to 415, and I've been trying to get my conventional the past year nearer that number. And before I start training sumo again, please let me know what areas I can improve upon. First off, if you're looking to compete, the goal is to move as much weight as possible. Use your conventional as an accessory movement if you're concerned with that, if that's something that you want to bring up over time. But if you're that much stronger sumo and it's progressing, don't stop training it to get your conventional to catch up. Instead, train your sumo, man. Looks pretty good. I think we're maybe a little bit overextended in the back. What I mean by that is, let's get into analysis mode. So, you can see there's a little bit of gap under that line. Now, obviously, you know, we say this all the time on the live stream. Reference tool in terms of creating efficient movement patterns. So, when we're talking about efficiency, one of the things that we often look at is how neutral we can get with this back. So I think that by being a little bit too arched, if we can kind of pull down the ribs in the front, almost allow your chest to cave a little bit and get longer arms, try to build a longer arm position by depressing the shoulder blades and kind of reaching down, allowing those shoulders and ribs to round forward just a little bit more. I think we could create a bit of a better position for your conventional. And also the fact that you can get into this position, again, just tells me that you probably have a really great sumo deadlift. Because if you were to do this in a sumo deadlift, a lot of times that's a little bit of are pretty well engaged. I think again we're just a little bit too extended in that low back, mid back, overdoing it there. Yeah, that's what I would work on. Hopefully that helps. And honestly, like I said, if you're a competing powerlifter looking to compete, the name of the game is moving the most amount of weight. You know, there are people who will hate on sumo deadlifts and say, oh, you know, that's not a real deadlift. It's like, okay, well, it's within the rules. It's a style of deadlifting that's widely accepted as a deadlift. I don't know, maybe I'm just being a snowflake because I sumo deadlift. Maybe I'm just feeling defensive, but I don't know. it's deadlift. That way, out of 9. Bench is stalling more than his squat and deadlift, so worry about that. I'm playing a modified version of powerlifting twins novice routine. I'm super familiar with that program. Signed up for a meet in December, but looking for a more long-term solution to my programming. Not a big fan of running cookie cutter routines. I'd really like to learn how to program for myself so I can do what's optimal for me. Do you have any tips as how I can learn? So first off, I'm going to recommend the RTS Classroom. If you go to reactivetrainingsystems.com, I believe I even have a discount code for that. So it might be Bryce10. I'm not sure if that's done being set up yet, but I am working with Mike and the team at RTS. That's something that I've used for years to help teach me to be a better coach. I would look towards. Anyways, let's look at this bench press and see what we can glean from looking at the actual lift itself. There you are. Alright, buddy. Let's see what we got here. Alright, so the first thing we always look at is the unrack. So this is one of those, we can see that there's just a huge amount of space between the settings on this bench. So it's likely that you either are way too high or doing like half a rep before you even unrack. So unfortunate sort of circumstance of the equipment you're using. But one thing I'm always looking at when we talk about the unracks on benches is what's the shoulder blade doing. As we unrack, walking the shoulder blade forward and moving it up. So as much as you can, really work on getting those shoulder blades back and down as you unwrap. And once the weight is out, bring that bar up, bring those shoulder blades down, keep that back nice and tight during the unwrap. So I noticed that, so this is something nobody else can see, but Russell, his profile picture, his photo for his email is USAPL logo, and here we have, he's toe picking. Hopefully everyone can see that. His heels are up in the bench. Now, what that means is that's technically not a legal bench press in the USAPL or the IPF. So I would work on, first and foremost, getting a foot position where you can put your heel down. You're going to have a hard time competing or getting started, man. So let's tackle those things. So a little bit inconsistent, loose and sinking on the chest. So about here is where the bar makes contact with the chest. And we can see, if we watch the elbows, that as the bar comes to the chest, the elbows flare further and further behind. So we start with the elbows kind of leading the bar a little bit. Right around here, the elbow makes a drastic shift in direction and starts tracking back this way, instead of staying sort of tucked in under the bar. And I know we just released a video not long ago about not being over tucked, but I think what's happening is we're in a good amount of tuck here, and as we get to the chest, we're losing that. Starting to sink into the chest. Instead of keeping the weight of the bar in his hands, essentially letting his chest take some of the weight of the bar, which is something I often really will coach people out of, because what that causes is it causes the bar to his shoulders, the elbows really have to come out, up, and then back to try to get that bar moving back and then up. Can you all see the difference there? So what's going to happen here with his elbows is they're going to come in, then they're going to go up, and then they're going to go back. I make that in red because that is, I don't want to go as far as to say that's incorrect, but that's generally inefficient. What we're looking for is for those elbows to come back and then up, similar to the bar. So if we watch The elbows come in a little bit. And go straight up. Now if we stay tight, then we don't have to scoop the elbows like this, scoop them into the bar to try to push it back, because we're staying tight. We're starting with the elbows in this position, which means we can start pressing and immediately get into that flare, which is going to bring the bar back over the shoulders, and then we press straight up. Wonderful Greg Knuckles article on this. Just Google Greg Knuckles bar path. Look at it, read it through, give it some thought. I think it presents a very solid argument for why most people should be benching with what they call a J curve. So the bar path is going back and then up like this, whereas most novices will bench up and then back. Hopefully that gives everybody a fair bit to think about when it comes to the bench press. Our last last set of a 5x5 that failed the 6th one. Looking forward to your comments. Alright, Leo, let us survey this bench press. So dig the setup. This is something that I do to help me get the weight way up on my traps and to create the arch, to pull the shoulder blades into position. Is I'll, just like Leo is here, I'll bring my feet up on the bench here, really try to drive that tension down into the traps. So I'm digging it so far. Good setup. Unfortunately, it looks like Leo has a similar issue with the rack height. So we can see he's set his bench on plates, as well as he's got plates for his feet to get to be on. So he's taking a lot of care. Setup where he can have a nice smooth on rack using mostly elbows and not losing that shoulder blade position as he pulls the bar out. Yes, beautiful. Very good. So we can see with this unrack, again, we'll watch the shoulder blades on the unrack. Not really much movement, right? We're just extending the elbow to unrack. We're going to bring the bar out and down over his chest while maintaining nice tight upper back position. See? That's one thing I would have done. So at this point, we've got the bar unracked. We're nice and tight. I'd like to see you bring the bar out just a little bit. Again, that's just going to put a little bit more tension, a little bit more depression into the shoulder blades. If you can follow it down, it's going to help bring the chest up even more. It's going to help bring the shoulder blades down a little more. Oops. Alright. I think he just kind of illustrated my next point, which is the chest is falling as we go through the set. So doing a really good job with the leg drive of trying to drive the chest up. So really dig the setup. Think the unrack is great, but as soon as we start benching, we start losing that chest height. So I just want to make a little mark here. Right there is the top of the chest. Now let's see. I want to see if I'm right. If the chest falls as we go through this set. Still there, see? We're loosening up a little bit. Brings it up during the press, and during the eccentric, and as he presses, it falls down a little bit. And there we go again. So the big breaths at lockout, I think, are causing you to lose a lot of tightness. Sort of lose your chest, size of the mouth. press that chest up to the bar and try to reach for that bar throughout the whole set. Doesn't matter whether you just walked out or not. You don't want to flatten out because now that bar is the weight is bearing down on you. It's going to be really hard to adjust everything to get back into that ideal position because that bar is now sort of pressing down on your shoulder blades and by weight of that pressing down on your rib cage a little bit.
한바탕 놀아볼까?
Bar path looks best on the second rep. So you definitely are sort of pressing the bar at the right bar path, or the generally correct bar path. I think it's just a matter of staying a bit tighter throughout the set. Because judging by the bar speed, like, we probably shouldn't have missed this last one, but you're also bouncing off the pins. So I would lower those safeties a bit, because you have a nice big arch. If you do miss, you can just flatten out and let it down on the pins. Right before our big grinder anyways. So yeah.
내 매력을 거부하지 못할걸? 네 무덤도 찾지 못할 것이다. 날 피하고 있고 부끄러운 거야? 못할 것이다. 가려진 자네가 날 이리로 보냈다.
침입. 밤의 침입자.
난 리드레이다. 건드리기만 해봐.
오늘도 무사히 비밀을 지켜냈군.
일어나. 어둠의 상처야. 어둠의 상처가 떠오를 때 내가 기다리고 있을 것이다.
내 매력을 거부하지 못할걸?
벌써 끝났나? 좋아, 잘 됐군.
가려진 자는 날 이리로 부른다.
빛 숲으로 간다.
리제야, 건드리기만 해봐.
어둠의 상처가 떠오를 때 내가 기다리고 있을 것이다.
내 매력을 거부하지 못할걸?